burden of proof on the suspect. If you are found in possession of illegal timber, no quality paid, no mark, whatever it is. The burden is on you to prove that you got it legally, not for the prosecution to prove that you got it illegally. The burden is on you to prove it. So that makes it easier and more difficult for them to escape. Sometimes you have lorry drivers carrying timber in the lorry illegally. When they are arrested, they say, "Mana saya tahu dia tauke lah." So saya hantar ni, saya driving saja, mana saya tahu. Betul. We will charge the driver and make him sing. Make him sing so that he will reveal who the tauke is. It's going to be difficult, but you can charge the driver for in possession of something illegal, transporting something. This is the approach we will take. We will take. And I hope opposition will support us in this matter. And of course, the penalty imposed. Too low. Now we have increased it, including imprisonment. But let me tell you, the crux lies in the actual enforcement. You can have laws upon laws upon laws, but if the enforcement is weak, the law means nothing. The best deterrent is the certainty of being caught. That is the best deterrent, the certainty of being caught. And that is where enforcement comes in. You know, there is more extreme, no more extreme penalty than the death penalty for drug traffickers. But still people do it because they think they can get away with it. But the best deterrent is the certainty of being caught. The burden of proof lies on them and better enforcement later on. The International Forest Bill 2015 is a manifestation of the state government resolve and commitment to strengthen forest management and taking into account the environment and welfare of the local community. We trust that with the implementation of this law will help us to combat illegal logging in the state and improve our basic management in the world. There is another angle to this. We have always been the victim of criticism by NGOs regarding our management of the forest. They have been quite successful in giving Sarawak a bad name internationally. But after this policy change, I expect them to stop it and help us. If they're truly concerned with our forest, now that we have changed direction, they must help us, don't just criticize us. And a few are now coming forward like World Wildlife Fund, World Conservation Fund, and so on. The more reputable. I don't care about the Bruno Mansell Fund, because the agenda is not our forest, the agenda is someone else. I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is NGOs whose real concern is sincerely preservation of the forest. It's time for them to help us, now that we have changed the policy somewhat. Some fishermen, I think about 2 weeks ago, appealed to the Chief Minister to settle the matter, the presence of Bajau, Suluk, and some foreign fishermen living off Miri and Buto, catching the fish and so on. Yeah.
illegal timber. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister. Just now on Yamabro, Chief Minister was saying that now, as the government is showing that government mean business in respect of catching the illegal loggers, and people are start giving tips and informing the authorities on where the suspected illegal logging activities are. But what I noticed from the answers given by the minister in charge, in 2014, there is about 46,000 cubic meter of illegal logs seized. But for the first 3 months of 2015, there is only 2,000 plus 2,670 cubic meter of illegal log timber seized. So if you take for 3 months, it's only 2,600 cubic meter. That means for a year, it's estimated about 11,000 cubic meter. If you compare the figure with 2014,
you cannot take
the figure is way off. My question is the fight against illegal logging losing steam?
We have carried out quite a number of raids, but not all raids. Some of these raids we found out that it's all legal, not all illegal. They have the document, they have the full document, and we suspect that it's illegal, but it happens to be legal. That's one. Two, there are some cases where it's seasonal. Sometimes when the timber price is down, they don't go steal the timber. But when the price goes up, then they start selling. I mean, you cannot therefore average the figure to say the first quarter is so much, therefore the whole year will be only so much. It depends. Talk to us at the end of the year, see what happens. Okay? About 2 weeks ago, some fishermen complained to me directly. They said they appealed to the Chief Minister. The presence of bajau, suluk, and other fishermen from the Philippines, hunting in Miri or Lutong and catching fish. One, the fact that they appealed to me shows that the immigration department and maritime enforcement are not doing their job in this particular instance. So I convened a meeting of all the people concerned. Get rid of these people. We don't want to be like Sabah. Get rid of these people. We don't want to be like Sabah. Nip it in the bud before the problem becomes worse and almost insoluble later on. This is what happens in Sabah. Lucky I just know it happens, but you must take early action. And as a result, they carry raids and so on. Over 200 people were arrested, and others who go into hiding. Some now want to go back voluntarily. Actually, you hear the report today about 200 want to go back voluntarily. We say, welcome, you want to go back, never mind, just go back. We're not interested in fining you or imposing whatever punishment on you. Just go back. Because if you send them to prison, detain them, you spend so much money to keep them. So that is being done now. And we have, I think the State Secretary have written to the Ketua Sekolah Negara to complain about the non-performance of some federal departments in Sarawak. I told the federal departments and agencies, you are here to serve Sarawak. We are your client. If we are not happy with your service, we complain to your big boss in KL. We have the right to. That's what I told them. Don't tell me, I only report to KL, I don't report to state government. You do. Because when we were happy, we go on top of over you and get it done. And we found some federal departments are not very active. And I think since then, they are beginning to be more active. But I cannot do this all the time. I cannot do this all the time. And we will not pay any reward. You know, there's some suggestion that forest officers and so on who give information to forest, if a person is caught, they will get a reward. No. I will not pay a bonus or reward for people who are supposed to do their job. They're paid already, what more than that? That's what their job is. Otherwise, they might turn around and say, I will not do my job unless there's a bonus, even though they receive a salary. No. No, this is reward business. The presence of illegal immigrants is causing social, security, economic problems. If left unchecked, these problems will affect the security and sovereignty of the state. As the numbers of party pendatang tanpa izin increase due to weak enforcement, they are becoming bolder by encroaching on our land and waters to exploit our rights of job and business opportunities, as well as robbing the state of our precious resources. We have witnessed this in the recent incidents involving illegal fishing in Miri due to abundance of fish in the state waters. As a result, the livelihood of local fishermen is badly affected. They have raised numerous complaints to the relevant authorities, but unfortunately, little has action to be taken until I have to step in to resolve the issue. Some party pendatang tanpa izin were even caught involved in prostitution, smuggling of illegal weapons, and form part of the squatter colonies in the state. Their health condition is also a concern because they are not screened and they come in illegally. Their presence is also associated with the rise in contagious disease, particularly tuberculosis, which can pose serious health risk to our people. I wish to state here that we are not making any compromise on any issue that can affect the state security and sovereignty. We have directed all the relevant enforcement agencies to beef up, be firm and be bold to run up all the illegal immigrants. Stern action must be taken to penalize employers for hiring and harboring illegal immigrants. Since between January and April, a total of 781 parties have been arrested by Immigration Department. Of this total, 506 are in Malaysia, while 247 are Filipinos. Besides illegal immigrants, we are also facing challenges in containing illegal activities such as cyber gambling, drug pushing, and abuse of smuggling of goods. These illegal activities not only incur losses to the state economy, but also threat to our youth, our future leaders, and source of men.